Yeah, we're in Chris Kyle Memorial Highway. I was watching American Sniper.
Yeah.
In the plane a few weeks ago, and man, just crazy how he died. Helping out I think he was helping out a fellow veteran.
Yep, he was helping out veterans with PTSD.
And just killed him. So, I mean, we're in the Chris Kyle Highway. That's why.
Yeah, we just saw the memorial, and it had a flag on it.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
One of the reasons I love Texas.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I lived in Florida when I first watched that movie, and like, man, I want to move to Texas now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Texas is, man, that's home.
Yep. Anyways, said we're talking about coffee, Cafe Bustelo, because we just got some good coffee.
Chris just got me a really good coffee.
It's Grounds and Gold here in Arlington.
Grounds and Gold?
Yeah, it's called Grounds and Gold.
Man, I think this is the best cup of coffee I've had in the United States.
Yeah, let me give them a shout out real quick. So this coffee shop, they it's dedicated to the owners of this coffee shop. Their son died, I think, when he was 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere around that age, from a disease. So they made this coffee shop just for his dedication, and they donate part of their profits, or all. I don't remember how many percent, but a significant amount to curing the disease that their son died with. I have no idea what the disease is, but all that to say is, the coffee shop is awesome, not just because of that, but the coffee is actually really good.
It's really
My
good.
wife and I are super picky, and apparently Andrew is very picky with his coffee too. So
I am. So I've traveled a lot, especially with having been in the military and deployed and all of that. So I spent time around the Mediterranean, and I had the best cup of coffee. We were ranking them.
Mm-hmm.
So my third best coffee that I've ever had. This is like, I would say this ties for, top 3.
Okay.
So,
dang.
Golden Grounds.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got a tier.
That's a big deal. I didn't.
You got me a hot tiramisu latte.
I thought you were gonna say at least top 20. You know what I mean?
No.
Top 3. Wow.
Well, when I had the first sip, if you remember, I was like, wow, where do they import their coffee from?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll get to that here in a minute. So, my number 3 favorite coffee is an espresso. It's Cafe Bustelo.
If you're Cuban, you know about this, or if you're from Florida, you know about Cafe Bustelo.
Stuff is so good.
Yeah.
I brew it like it's regular coffee and drink it, and it's like, man, that stuff is
like concentrated, like an espresso.
Crack.
Yeah. It's pretty much
I would never be able to drink that before a match. I would just be
you're going to be all shaky.
Yeah.
Drop points
every
stage.
My gosh. But it's so good. If you got to, get amped up for something, it's the best. So Cafe Bustelo is my number 3. Number 2 is probably Cafe Bustelo, but I don't know what it was, but I was in South Florida, like in Miami and the Keys and everything, and I ate at this Cuban restaurant in Key West called El Cibone, and they had the best shot of espresso, cup of coffee. They do the little cups down there.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I asked for a double, and they were like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." Man, I was wired all day, and I was sure. I knew what I was getting, but the only reason I knew what I was getting is because of my number 1 cup of coffee. When I was in northern Italy and in Slovenia, I was drinking the coffee there, and Slovenia is right next to, or Koper is real close to Trieste, Italy, and in northern Italy they have really good coffee, and also in Slovenia, right? Like, it's free trade all over there because they're all part of the EU. But I might have to get out of the way of this.
Oh yeah,
let me get out of the way.
We have an ambulance coming through, so hold on.
Yeah, so I was in northern Italy, Trieste, and in Koper, Slovenia, and even in Venice, they had really good coffee. But Koper, while I was in Koper, I have to say that was the best, even though it's all the same coffee. It's Italian, some kind of roast. That was the best cup I ever had, and I got 2 little tiny cups. Like that's why I don't know. I'm convinced that's why you drink with the pinky up because all you can do is get like the 2 first fingers on there, right? And man, I had 2 cups of that, and they give you the little granules of coarse ground cane sugar. It's like brown.
That's legit sugar too, not just processed sugar. This is like legit sugar, right?
I ate that. I had some good cello, which is kind of like a sausage that they slice and put on pita. And, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Come on, bro.
So good.
That does sound good. Well, I got a question for you, man.
So, but
yeah, go ahead.
This ties for number 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Wow, that's I'm actually surprised, man.
It's awesome. Well, that's why I got to is this Italian or something because it has that
Italian vibe.
Man, it has that same flavor. It's good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Well, now we're talking about food. How much do you think health plays into shooting matches?
A lot.
Like nutrition and
a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm actually making it a goal to lose about 30 pounds this year.
How much do you weigh?
228.
Okay.
I want to get about 200.
Okay.
Right. I'm too heavy for my height. I do have a lot of muscle, but I've also got a lot of fat. Like, let's be real. I need to slim down. Reason being is because in the summer months, it just makes it more strenuous. The cardio isn't quite there. I used to lift really heavy. I think we covered that in the last video. It's just not as conducive to performing well as if you have like good strength. Like you don't need to be squatting 500-600 pounds.
Yeah.
Like probably your body weight is fine or maybe double.
Yeah.
Well, then that would put me at 500, but but no, I mean like your body weight doing reps, bench press, your body weight, or which I do, but I probably don't even need to do that. It probably just weighs me down. I need to get better about cardio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you so whenever you shoot in Texas, here in Texas, 100-degree weather, right? Easily during the summer, what are some things that I guess you could change or do to shoot better in those type of situations?
Yeah, so things that I've done, and I think we've talked about it before to help with that. I'm drinking Gatorade the week of a lot. Yeah. When I remember one time I was shooting I think it was when we were going to the regional finale.
In White Oak?
White Oak, yep.
Yeah, that was a hot day. I think there was...
Super hot, but I was good that day.
Good.
I don't know if you remember. Normally I get pretty worn out on the hot days. Like, I'm dying. Like, even to the point where you and Chris Perry have been like,
hey, drink water, bro.
Are you good? Yeah, water. Yeah, so what I did is I went and got a special, like, IV and nutrient, or an IV with nutrients and stuff like magnesium, potassium. I told him, I was like, look, I'm a competitor. I need to be perfectly hydrated. What day should I come in if I'm going to compete on Saturday? And I'm
going to... your doctor. You're talking to your doctor. Right?
No, I went to it's called like IV Nutrition.
Oh, IV Nutrition.
It's over off of Brian Irvin in Fort Worth.
Okay.
But I was like, hey, it's over by the REI or whatever in Fort Worth. It's bougie, I know.
Okay.
But I called him and I said, hey, I'm going to be competing on Friday for a warm-up, and then Saturday is the real competition. It's going to be hot. I said, do y'all have something that'll help the cells stay hydrated? And they said, yeah, we've got a performance IV that a lot of triathletes and what are the mud runners and stuff do?
Yeah, the mud runners.
Yeah, so it's got like magnesium, potassium. Potassium's super important. And I forgot the other electrolytes that they put in it, but
Yeah, well, potassium.
And I shot really good that weekend.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
In the heat, wasn't bothered one bit. I felt great.
So what happens to you whenever, like in the summer, let's say you don't take care of your body?
But
like,
normally, normally I'm drinking Gatorades because it does have the electrolytes. Eat a lot of bananas.
Yeah. Okay.
I've started getting better the more I eat the bananas because they have the right amounts of magnesium and potassium in it.
Potassium,
to keep your body hydrated. Drink Gatorade before, and then keep a bottle of water per stage.
Yeah. What happens if you don't do that?
I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Yeah. Which affects your performance, which you end up dropping points, right?
I get shaky. I'm pulling shots. I'm erratic with the trigger. That's really the thing is stability and trigger presses get very erratic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think health is not something that we think much about.
Yeah.
Because I think, we mostly focus on the mental game, which is awesome. We focus on our techniques, our mechanics, and how we manipulate the bag and stuff like that. But I feel like health is one of the biggest underrated components that we don't focus on as much.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to clarify, when I say erratic on the trigger, I don't mean I'm
unsafe.
I'm NDing or whatever, but the fundamentals of a good trigger press, like 90 degrees, not pulling, a solid press with follow through, as opposed to if I'm tired sometimes and I can't control the muscles because I'm not well hydrated, I'll slap a trigger and then like pop the finger right back off, and I'm influencing the gun, and then then you start getting in your head about, was it me, was it the wind? It just it's a rapid decline after that.
Yeah, you end up pulling shots, right? And maybe shooting targets out of order because mentally you might be out of it a little bit.
I've done that.
Yeah, which happens in the summer, especially. Here, like, you need to get up, or you're good.
We're good.
Okay. Yeah, but no, that's good, man. What about like the winter time? Do you find any? Do you have any thing that you do in the winter time?
Winter is my specialty.
I think it's a lot of people's specialty.
I mean, you see me in the winter. I'm like,
this guy's got a lot of energy.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, in the summer he's a zombie.
I'm a freaking. I don't know. I'm like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got you.
In the winter, I feel great. I breathe better. I'm
so glad that the finales are closer to the winter, not quite the winter time, but it's definitely helpful because it seems like everybody performs better around springtime or fall or the winter time. But when it comes to summer, man, nobody wants to go out.
Nah, I mean, what I need to do is unfat myself. That's a new term.
Is that
You're like, wait, what?
So, I mean, I'm like the opposite of you, right? I'm 145 pounds, 5'4".
Let me ask you, do you do the same kind of preparation?
Oh, no way. I do completely different than you.
Okay.
And nothing wrong with yours, I just do it different. Like, I don't have any IV injections or anything. I just do coconut water. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a health freak, but my wife and I try to eat healthy. And I feel like coconut water and bananas too have a lot of electrolytes.
Yeah. And
I also run and jog and work out 5 times a week, mostly just free body weights. I also try to ruck once a week too with my 40-pound backpack. So I try to keep up with my cardio, and I've found that helps a lot, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
When I can be out of breath. So about a year ago, I shot this match in Walker County, and you had to move. I think you had to move like 10 times or 12 times.
Was that the one we shot?
No, this is it was in Walker County, but it was a different match last year.
Oh, okay.
So I had been doing cardio. Before I did cardio, like I would have been out of breath probably by like the 7th position. But after the 10th or 12th position, or however many positions, like my heartbeat was still probably in the 120s, 130s. And
this is summer months?
This is during the summer months. And I just felt really good.
Man, and it's humid down there, so your cardio has to be on point.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not telling everybody that you should always, do 5K once a week and jog and rock, but like, I feel like it does make a difference.
I feel like you should, though.
Yeah, I mean,
feel like I need to hear that.
I try to do at least one 5K every Sunday, and then rock a mile and a half, like on the Tuesday, and then the days in between, like do push-ups, sit-ups, and then run 10 to 15 minutes, like intense run, not just jog, but like where you get your heart rate up.
Yeah.
And for me, part of the reason why I started doing it was because I started to get heart palpitations, and that kind of scared me. There was one time last year that I couldn't feel the left side of my body for like 30 seconds, so that was super scary. And
it's bad that I get that a lot.
so for me, I was like, I'm in my 30s, I'm not in as good of a shape as I used to be in my 20s or teens or high school when I'm playing football, but like I need to get back into good cardio shape, and like I haven't had much or any issues since then, and it's actually helped me with shooting, I think. And like I feel like I have a sharper mind. I sleep a lot better during the night, and then mentally, I don't know, I just feel more sharp. But your process is a lot different than mine, and you do your Gatorade, your IV, which works for you, but for me, I'm just like, I got my coconut water. So whatever people have to do to get their health up, it might look different than what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's important to listen to your body. Like, your body will actually tell you what you need. Now, need versus crave is a huge distinction.
Yeah.
I crave Whataburger. But my body, and I talked about this the last time, I've been craving like grilled chicken, salads.
Oh, the fried stuff. Oh, grilled chicken. Never mind. No,
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Tuna fish.
Yeah.
I crave the fried. Actually, the cravings for the fried food are starting to go away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like the sweets, like I'll treat myself. I'll have a cheat day, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Or a couple of cheat days in the week. Whereas used to, that's what I would do because I'm on the road all the time. I go out to eat. I used to have a beer and all of that, which I'm not saying is bad, but if you do it every day.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about overindulging. I'm talking about a single beer because I like a good IPA, or I like a good like, this is gonna sound weird, but I actually like Coors Banquet. Like, I just like the flavor of beer. But like, not having a beer, steak, and fries, it has done me a lot of good.
Yeah.
I notice I sleep better. I feel better in the morning. So I'm not there.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
But yeah, listening to your body. I've also been wanting sweet potatoes.
Wow, that's awesome.
I never wanted sweet potatoes before, but I tried them while I was up there in New Hampshire. And now that I'm eating it, my body is like, hey, you need this. And I'm finding out it's really good for a lot of your body. I forget which regions it's good for, but like, I want to say like the kidneys and liver. So, just for what it's worth.
So you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s.
Mid 40s.
For someone like me, or maybe someone in their 20s, what are some things that we should look out for as far as health-wise, as we, I guess as a male person? I mean, I can't relate to females, obviously, but this might apply to females too. But as a male in their 20s and 30s, like, what are some things that you think I should look out for in this next 10, 20 years?
Yeah, so I'm gonna make some real holistic statements. So I'm gonna say some things, and I don't want it to sound like a brag, right?
Yeah.
Or anything. So I used to value, you see all these pages that are like rise and grind. Mm-hmm. If you're sleeping, you're not making money and all of that. Like, if you are efficient at what you do and an expert in your field, the money will come. So don't overspend. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I wanted to spend to go hang out with my friends at the bar. I wasn't probably living the best life from a health perspective at all. We wanted to go out to eat. We wanted to go hang out at the bar. I was proud to stay up all night and drink, and then get up early the next morning and work, and then stuff like that. You're literally killing your body doing that.
Okay.
And learn to value solitude and peace. It's fun to go out.
Sorry, bro. Let me pause it. All right, we're good. We're live.
Cool. Back in the studio. So, yeah, what I was going to say is, people, and I understand, you want to socialize with your friends, but just learn your limits. Don't overdo it. I spent a lot of
time, money, and effort, looking to be social when I was in the military and in my 30s, that quite frankly didn't enhance my life. So I think there's value in learning to learn how to enjoy solitude.
Uh-huh.
And I'm speaking from the perspective of a man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, this is good, man. This is good stuff.
I don't know if women feel this way, but I think solitude is a virtue.
Yeah.
And I think learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable. It's comfortable to go out and agree to go party with your friends and do all the things that everybody wants to do. And then sometimes you're looked at as a stick in the mud if you don't want to go party, you don't want to go drink, you don't want to go do all of these things, do shots,
Andrew was a party animal. It sounds like
I was. I really was. It's not so, but I've known a lot of guys who do this, so that's why I say, don't waste your time in your 20s and 30s when you could be building for the future. Mm-hmm. And then also with the grind, as a lot of people like to call it, don't get so lost in that life passes you by. Especially if you've got younger kids, you don't get that time back.
No, I need to hear this. This is good, man.
Yeah. I went to school virtually, and my kids got to see that.
Yeah.
And I think that was good for them.
Yeah.
Because I would do my homework around them, and they would talk to me and all of that.
That's awesome, man.
And I would take little micro breaks and enjoy the day with them on my weekends when I had to do homework.
Yeah.
I think virtual school, if you have kids before you're done with school, is a great opportunity. Or if it can be your full-time job,
yeah,
that's great. But don't neglect family trying to get rich, because riches will vanish. True wealth lasts, and that's around God, family, health, and then the whole financial aspect is that your money is actually creating more money.
Yeah.
And that's through investments. Anyways.
No, this is so good. I feel like...
And take care of your health.
Yeah.
Go work out 3 or 4 times a week.
A lot of our game is mental, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I never want to go into debt going into this game, or I never want to sacrifice my family health. It's I feel like I could perform a lot better on competitions when I know that, okay, I'm fine financially, I'm fine with, my wife and I are good, we don't have any thing going on between us, any conflict. For me, when I have a clear mind like that, I perform a lot better. And
yeah.
I know some people, I'm not judging you if you're going into debt with going into buying your rifle and stuff, but if you could avoid it, it's a lot better mentally, if you could just pay for everything without going into debt. You know, if you have to wait to get that scope or that expensive rifle, I recommend waiting. Or if you have to get right with your wife or your husband or your kids before going to competitions, like that's a priority. Like your mind's gonna be a lot clearer whenever you're out there.
There's so many ranges that offer a loaner rifle now too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do that. Like getting the time on a rifle, even if it's not the best, it's still better than nothing. Yeah. You know, if you're at a match and if you can find me and let me know, hey, I want to go to a match with you, like I'll take the time to set it up. You can use my stuff.
Yeah, same.
Just pay for your match.
Yeah.
But, you know, meet me there. Yeah. Whatever. You can use my rifle. It's top of the line.
Yeah.
You know, I said earlier I don't want to sound like a bragging. Right now I'm at a point of life where, you know, it's financially good.
Yeah.
You know, and I've noticed a lot of people in their 20s and 30s are like, I need to get there. But they don't appreciate the journey and the struggle that gets them there. And then when they get there, you know, like, don't take it for granted.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But it'll come as long as you're doing the right things.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's because, you know, I mean, I feel like you're doing real well financially. And for me, I'm in school right now to get to that place. And I'm doing my best to enjoy the process. But I think having my wife there to slap me in the face, she doesn't slap me in the face. Obviously, I'm like, it's like, hey, Chris, you're about to spend a lot of money in the scope and we're going to go into debt. I mean, like, to have somebody like that to keep me accountability, like, I've had so many conversations with her about competitions and the rifle stuff. And for me, like, I married her because I want to be with her, and she's my priority over competitions, you know. And, that's the most important thing in my life is God and my wife and then my kids. But once I have those priorities right, like, you know, it's again, like, going back to just the mental game. Like, my mental is a lot clearer, and I can just focus on the match and not focus on the conflict at home or whatever. And knowing that I purchased my stuff without getting into debt, it just feels good. I don't know, I take pride in it.
Yeah, I think that's important.
It's just like I don't have to worry about paying it off or whatever. And if you get into debt by getting into the competition, if that's what you do, I'm not judging you at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've done that.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, even though right now financially I'm good, I haven't always been, and I'm not perfect either. Yeah. I want people to understand that, like, I don't have a 800 credit rating or anything like that, but
I do.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
No, I actually do. I got 810.
That's super impressive. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't want people to get the false impression like I'm rich or something like that. Yeah. I'm not, but I'm in a good position right now to be able to have the benefit of playing the sport.
Yeah.
And then also take care of the fam.
And you can buy a CZ with a good Venom Vortex scope for like $1,200. You don't have to spend $8,000 on a Voodoo and a Tangent Theta or Gen 3 Razor. It's like you can work your way up there and still be competitive.
Or buy used quality gear. What I would do.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of cheaper stuff on the way to the better stuff. One thing I've noticed is, like, the better stuff, and it's no particular brand, but, like, say you buy a used Vortex Razor Gen 2 or a Razor Gen 3 or a used Night Force or a used even Tangent Theta or CCO, Collis, whatever. You can get some smoking deals on something used, like go on the sniper side. I don't go on the sniper side that much anymore, but that's where you could get a lot of quality stuff as long as you have a company that backs up their product.
Oh yeah.
And then if you got a lemon from somebody, just make sure that it's a company that has a transferable warranty.
Like Vortex.
Ask them to fix it.
Yeah, Vortex or probably Night Force, right? They have a good warranty.
Yeah.
And no, that's good, man.
Man, speaking of good service. Can we talk about companies that have treated us well?
Yeah, man. Let's do a new segment for that one.
Yeah, sure.
We're going into like 30 minutes for this one, so
Cool.
we'll start over.